Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Hannah and this is my channel Nomadic Unicorn for those that are new around here. So today I wanted to sit down and have a little chat with you about booking trips and tours in Australia, because most travellers that go out there are going to want to do a mixture of trips and tours at some point whilst they're there. My golden rule with booking these things is don't book everything all at once, and there's a simple reason for this. Actually, there's two reasons, and the first reason is that it's going to take up a huge chunk of your budget straight away, and the second reason is because it's going to limit you. You're not going to be able to be very flexible because you've already paid for these things and you're going to have to be in specific places at specific times, so there's less flexibility. I did notice when we hit Cairns, that is one of the main spots that a lot of backpackers fly into. There were so many travel agents and places selling trips and tours, and I could see just how easily people coming in fresh from their home countries, landing in Cairns, could be sucked in and just book loads of stuff straight away. So my advice to you is don't do that. Don't book everything all at once. Along with that first point, I really do recommend shopping around for the best deal. There's so many places to book these things, and sometimes you can save hundreds of dollars just by doing it yourself. So if you've got the time to sit down and have a look at things, I really do recommend you do that, because sometimes you might get a better deal in your hostel, or just by doing each leg of the trip yourself, you can save a fortune. So do comparisons if you don't want to waste a load of your budget. We used a company called Peter Pan's, and I would say that possibly three of the biggest travel agents in Australia would be Peter Pan's, Happy Travels and STA Travel. There are loads more, but those are the three that I probably saw the most, and that was on both the west and the east coast. We did use Peter Pan's, and on the whole we had a pretty good experience with them, I have to say. I have a few little niggles, but nothing major. The trips they booked us onto were really good quality trips. They were fantastic, so that was very good. We were printed out sort of itineraries and put it all in one travel wallet for us, and nothing within our itinerary changed at any point, so perhaps we were just lucky. There are reviews that sort of say differently, I don't know, but personally speaking, we didn't have any problems with the company. The only thing that I did struggle a little bit with was that we had a list of dates where we needed to be in certain places because we had booked a couple of bits of accommodation, and we had a time period that was quite narrow, and we had things that we really wanted to see. And we did want to see Magnetic Island. The lady that was helping us in Peter Pan's, she booked us into a hostel on Magnetic Island, so that included our accommodation and a trip around the wildlife park that was within the hostel. If you want to see that hostel, it's, I think, Koala Bay Bungalow Village on Magnetic Island. It's in my East Coast hostel video, somewhere up here, and it was great. It was absolutely fantastic, but what she sort of failed to mention, and we didn't realise until later the time, and this was probably as much our fault as it was hers, was that we didn't actually get to see hardly any of the island. By the time we got the ferry over to go with the buses that she booked us onto and everything, it was the evening and the sun had set. We had our night in the hostel and we went round the wildlife park in the morning, and then our onward journey was the next day. So we didn't get to see much of the island, and we paid more than I would have liked, I guess, for that experience of just those few hours, although it was an amazing experience. But that's really, I think, my only little gripe with the company. She could have possibly looked at our plan and pointed that out to us, but as much our fault as it was hers. If you do book trips or tours with a travel agency, make sure that you read the terms and conditions and the small print. Some of them require you to confirm your attendance either on those trips or tours, or on buses they've booked you onto, or hostels they've booked you into 24 or 48 hours in advance. So do make sure you read things like that. And also, we made a friend on our Great Barrier Reef trip who had a really rubbish experience with a travel agency. I can't remember which agency it was. They booked her onto a trip to do a scuba dive of the Great Barrier Reef, and what they hadn't asked her was whether she had any medical conditions that may stop her doing this. She had very mild asthma, and at no point did anyone in that travel agency ask anything like that, and went on the trip after filling in a medical questionnaire. the lady in charge of the boat for the day said she wasn't going to be able to do the scuba dive because of the mild asthma. So do ask if medical conditions change things. Read all of the small print. Don't get yourself in a situation where you're really excited to do something and then for some reason not be able to do it, and you've paid out that money which you probably won't get back. One of the benefits of using the bigger agencies is that there are more shops around. If you have a problem and you've booked a trip, say in Cairns, and you've gone down and done some things and you've got a problem, say in Sydney, there's very likely to be one of those shops in Sydney for you to walk into, because it's much easier to sort issues out in person than over the phone. So that is a benefit of using a bigger company. But like I said, when you're shopping around, do think of smaller places as well. We had a really good deal on our skydive in Byron Bay, and we didn't book that through a tour company. That was actually done through the Visitors Information Centre in Byron. So think of other places that you might be able to get a little bit of a better deal. Do look for reviews, especially on TripAdvisor, of both the company and the tours they're trying to get you to go on to before you book for definite. Reviews generally on the whole are more likely to be on the negative side than the positive. We don't tend to shout out about the positive so much, but do have a little look and see if there's any main issues that keep cropping up time and time again with a specific travel agent or tour company. And my biggest advice here, and it's so easy when you go somewhere and you're excited and you just want to get into it and you want to do everything, is don't let a travel agent or anyone booking you onto trips or tours talk you into doing something you're not 100% sure on. They're very good at the sales patter. They do get paid on commission as well as a basic salary, so just be aware that they will be giving you a hard sell even if it's not that obvious. And they may personally have had the best time on a trip and be telling you how incredible it was and how amazing it was, and they're probably being genuine and honest. But if that's not something that you're really interested in, don't waste your money. Try and stand firm. Obviously be polite, but don't be talked into spending out quite a large sum of money on something that you're not 100% sure on. And if you are sort of like that over something, like I said, have a think about it and go back another day if you decide that you do want to book it. So I hope this has been helpful. If you've had any good experiences or bad experiences with the companies that I have mentioned, or any other tour companies or trips in Australia, please drop them down in the comments. Help out your fellow travellers. As always, I am on social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and my blog. And until next time guys, much love, take care, bye! Two great things that we used in the planning stages of our trip. The first is an app called Wiki Camps, and you want the Australia version, obviously.